We believe in internet. We believe entrepreneurship. We believe the future. I would love to discuss something about the failures, mistakes we made. The thing I feel most thankful is all the mistakes, all the refuse that I got. Because without that, there would never be Alibaba. In the past 18 years, every day we make mistakes. Every day we were rejected. I think being rejected, being refused by people, that is very natural. Why people should help you? You have to prove yourself, then people would help you. Alibaba was not made today. Alibaba was made 18 years ago in my apartment. The believing that using internet empower others, using internet to help young people, small business, and women will have bright future. Most of the success stories, they succeed because of the mistakes. I encouraging all the young people, entrepreneurs, to learn from the mistakes. Do not study successful stories. Successful stories in the Harvard Business School, normally, there are a lot of things behind you don't know. But if you learn from the mistakes, if you learn, especially the failure case studies, it's going to help you. What I want to say is not about you. You learn from mistakes does not mean you will avoid mistakes. You will learn the attitude towards these mistakes and never give up, fighting again. Of course, it's very painful when you are rejected, when you're refused. I went all around looking for money. Nobody give us the money. I all go around looking for partnerships. Nobody believed small business and e-commerce in China would work. I was very painful that day, and when I saw one movie, Forrest Gump. I love that movie, especially the sentence said, Mom said, life like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get. So stay full. Stay foolish to your dream and continue to fight. So this is what we did. As an entrepreneur, we never complain. When people complain, the opportunity comes. So if you can solve the complaints, that is your opportunity. So I love to, when I talk to the entrepreneurs, I feel excited. When I'm sitting there, listen to the entrepreneurs talk, I feel inspired. I feel we are the same animal. The difference between big company and small company is not about revenue. It's about the dream. The small companies have the dreams. Most of the big companies, when they get certain size, they only have KPI. So if you fight only for next quarter, how can you survive in such a turbulent times? You have to believe the future. You have to continue to the future. You have to stay focused. As I said to myself early days, if there are 9 rabbits on the ground, if you want to catch the rabbit, don't change the rabbit, change yourself. Stick to one rabbit. If you have the dream, stick to the dream. That is what I believe. When you help others, you are helping yourselves. This is what we believe. 18 years ago, 18 people in my apartment. When we had this dream, when we started, everybody say, you guys are crazy. How can you do e-commerce? No infrastructure, no credit system, no logistics, no this, no that. How could you do internet? We say, if there's no logistic, let's build it. If there's no credit system, let's build it. That is why they need entrepreneurs. And this is not only today, this is the future. I want to tell you, 10, 20 years later, all these things will be natural. Every day, things could be that. If you hit the sweet point, if your product's good, if your service is good, your products will have a good sale because there are billion. Today, the whole world is about 1.8 billion people online, right? And only less than like 800 million people shopping online. We believe next to 20 years, they were adding another 3 billion people online. And in next 10, 20 years, 60% of the people will shop online. So e-commerce is just a beginning. We think in the future there will be a virtual economy that will enable every individual, every small business, they can global sell, global buy, global pay, global deliver, and global tour, travel around. This is what we believe. Most people, seeing is believing. But real entrepreneurs and leaders, we believe, then we see. We believe the future, then we will see the future. So if you believe that you can do it, you should continue to do it and wait and fight for at least 80 years, if not 18 years. The next thing I want to share with you is, I think the whole world, most of the people in this world, much underestimate the big impact of this technology is going to bring to the human beings. Well, as I said, when people complain, opportunity comes. The world is, when I was young, I complained a lot. I said, hey, Microsoft take away my job. Oracle take away our jobs. Because of IBM, we can never do PCs. So later I realized we should not learn from Bill Gates. We should not learn from Larry Ellison. We should learn from the grandmother next to my door. How can she make her business so good by opening a dumpling shop? Because when you compare yourself to Bill Gates or Jack Ma, you feel frustrated. But if you compare to the next door person, you learn how to do business by details. And human beings today are facing the 5th largest opportunities of human beings. The first technology revolution, the second technology revolution. The first technology revolution released the the body, right? So we know the machine is more powerful than human beings. And the second technology revolution released the human distance. So the plane, the airplanes, and the train all go. But this technology revolution released the human brains. People start compete by wisdom, by knowledge, not by muscles. This is why I believe women have much more opportunity and should be the leaderships of this century. It is the competition of care for others. It is the competition of wisdom, not the muscles. The 30 years are the critical. Those companies who are using this internet technology, data, artificial intelligence, their company will booming. So the other thing is that for these new technology comes, everybody be careful. It's a challenge for big companies. It is opportunity for small business. Because big companies, they've been there for like 50 or 20 years. They're very successful. They want to protect. For us, small business, we have nothing to lose. So we should learn from scratches. We learn from it. And I believe in the past 18 years of experience, the most difficult thing in this world is to convincing successful people. They will tell you, oh no, we've been doing that for years. Don't tell me internet works. But it's easy and it's good to help those people who want to be successful. So helping young people is helping future. Believing young people is believing your future. The next thing I want to talk about the trade. I'm a fully believer of free trade and globalized trade. And I think when trade stops, war starts. So trade is not buy things. Trade is appreciation of the culture of the other side. And I want to tell you that artificial intelligence is going to create a lot of new jobs. But the next 10 years, it's going to be trouble. And I want to say that manufacturing is not going to create a lot of jobs, because most of the manufacturing were produced by artificial intelligence and robots. The service industry, tourism is going to create a lot of jobs. Service is going to create a lot of jobs. But when people don't have jobs, what are people going to do? So a lot of people worry, what are they going to do? I tell you, at that time, most people will only work 4 hours a day and 3 days a week. My grandfather working 16 hours a day in the farm. He said, I'm very busy. We work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. We think we are very busy. So I tell you, when you only work 4 hours a day, 3 days a week, you will be very busy. You will travel all around. You will always mobile. You will always on the car, because normally we only visit 30 cities in our life. 10, 20 years later, you will visit 300 cities in your life. In the future, it's not e-commerce. it's e-business. In the future, there will be no made in China, made in America, made in Canada. In the future, most of the products made in internet. You may design here and sell there and assemble it here. So all the things next 10, 20 years, the way we do business is totally different. So get ready for that. All the young people here, think globally, think big. Right? You only in the past you only do things if you do things in your only small county, you're a small tiny business. Small business can leverage the internet technology, leverage the market, go across the board. Think big and think out of the boundary. This is a Prime Minister. I absolutely agree with that. Learn when you appreciate, when you're open-minded, when you learn from others, you make progress. So this is, I think, never too late to learn the internet. Internet technology is just the beginning.